Hey guys, EliteChris35 here. Hope you enjoyed that song, and if you did, give the video a like. Also, download the song. Link in the description. If you haven't already, subscribe to Royal Treks. If you're feeling super nice, help me out and head over to my channel and watch a couple of my gaming vids.
So let's begin the show, and let me get rid of this welcome screen, and let's see, I will bring up, oh, okay, there we go. Let's bring this up. So tonight's show, first I should probably begin by saying that last week we had an issue where my son see, I could probably, let me move this over here and then see if I can, okay, let's see. See, the problem is I can load it, but I can't show you the whole entire screen because for some reason during the live show it takes the resolution of my second monitor that I usually use, but you can kind of see what it looks like. But how it works is, I'm going to stretch this out. You have essentially layers of sound that you put in a timeline, and the sound of course lines up with some sort of a beat. Let me zoom in here. So for example, here are some drums. Here's a row of you can see where the drum lands on what in a timeline. So I think this is 140, let me see, no, 124 beats per minute. So we have some voice here that this artist has plopped in here, and we have a bass track. We have a chord track. Here's chords here. These are, not sure what ARP means. We have drums, and over here we can load up different things. Like, let's see if we can load up I don't know, let me see what we have, what he's created. See, this is all stuff that he created as different sounds and put them all together. And here's the main chords. Let's see what this does here. Okay, so basically in this program you can you guys hear that? Let me play this. I don't know if you can really hear that. Alright. So there's a piano here, and you just plop in, you can draw in your notes wherever you want them. You can draw in anything you want and erase it, and it will play it. And the sound that comes out is different every time depending on what particular kind of let me see here if I can load up the other one. Where's that other one? There's main bass, main chords, is it? You can probably hear that one better. It doesn't sound like much when you play it by itself. But that is essentially what this program does. That is how you can layer up different sounds together and make an orchestra if you wanted to. And it can get so complicated in terms of what you can do. You can essentially take a sound and you can alter it to where a human voice can sound like a robot. You can change the pitch, you can change really anything. So this program is, you know, like if you were to compare this to stop motion, this would be like, you know, the CG version of a regular orchestra or a regular musician, you know, taking a guitar and plucking strings. This would be the CG version. So a lot of people don't really care for you know, I know if you're a stop motion purist, you probably wouldn't care for this sort of thing too much. But let me show you guys. I'm going to break this down. These are all the things that he's added. I'm going to mute everything except for the drums, and we're just going to play it and see what it does. Alright. And then I can show you how, using this program, you can layer up sounds. So let's play it here. Right. So you can see how there's nothing really major with that, nothing really hard you would think to create. So he's got a section of drums 2 that he's put in here, and then it changes to, I think, like drums 3 or something here. You can zoom in and So you can see how he's timed it out, and he's added these drums. And there's other things which allow the drums to sound different that you link to, like reverb, different effects, and so forth. So let's just see what this does here. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so you can see this thing here. Well, I guess you can't on your screens. But you can change the sound by, let me bring it up. He's got these mix levels as well that he links to the drums, so he can make them louder or more dim. Alright. So then you start to add on different things like voices and harmonies and all kinds of stuff. And it has a really neat sound to it. So I'm just going to play part of this song. Hopefully YouTube. I should check to make sure they haven't. Make sure I'm still live here. Oop. Okay, so you do hear it. That's good. Jonathan says that sounds cool. Yeah, this might be loud for you guys. I'm not sure. And I'm gonna play a bit of it here in a second. But Ron Cole says, for GarageBand, I know there's a USB keyboard that they sell, so you can record your music that way. But for what I did, I was able to just use my Wacom tablet with an on-screen keyboard. It's kind of cool. All right. Well, let me show you guys what this sounds like. I'm gonna fast forward this. Yes. Here, tell it to the audience. What do you want to tell me? So everybody can hear what?
I'm trying to get out of my game, but I can't.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't help you with that right now. I'll help you later, okay? All right.
Let's
Now go play your games for a bit, mister.
let's get out.
Close the door. And he didn't close the door. He doesn't listen to me. He's pretty much in his own world. All right. So anyway, let me fast forward here to maybe this part of the sound. Let's listen to what it sounds like here.
We all pretend to be fine, and honesty takes up time. So let's get together sometime. I promise to ease your mind.
Get even more complicated than that, to where you can, let me see here. Where's that part where it's might be probably towards the beginning here. But he's altered the sounds individually to where it sounds like a robotic kind of voice, and I think they call it dubstep, which is it's kind of popular in music circles. It's kind of a newer. I think the band Korn is sort of into that. So you can see how he's actually altered all of these individually to where he actually has a waveform of highs and lows. He's also taken, I believe, a human voice and at least on one of his videos, he explains he takes like a human voice and puts reverb and all these other things on there, and it sounds like that. So the fact that this program, you can really alter sounds to that degree, you would think that you could do something like an orchestral type song as well. And so I found somebody that did that, and let me see if I can bring it up here on the other screen. Let's see. I have to move everything around. Okay, so this guy here, his name is Garrett Belo, and he's on YouTube. Let me see if I can. Oop, where are we at here? There we go. Yeah, was that too loud? Sorry for that, guys. It's kind of hard for me to know what you guys are hearing, but so anyway, this person here on YouTube, he's created orchestral music doing the same sort of thing, but what he's done is they have samples of sounds, and sampling sounds is what a lot of musicians do if they want to make orchestral music, but they don't have, you know, a violin player or a viola player or a tuba player, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, and people that are really into music, they can actually do all this stuff just by themselves. So we're going to watch a bit of this and see how he did it. See what is actually capable in this program. So essentially how it works is you buy these packs of sounds, which are strings, they're trumpets, they're, you know, tubas, they're you know, drums and so forth, and cymbals, and you put it in here, and you can alter the sounds in the exact same way that people are using the program for, which is mostly for electronic music. So, you know, it's essentially a program which it doesn't really matter what style of music you're into, you can create it in this program. But like I said, you have to have skill to begin with. I really don't have that kind of skill, so I don't know if I would spend the money for this particular program. But there's some good news. And I found out a way to do this basically for free. So I'm going to explain that. And this program here, FL Studio, goes for between $300 and like $900, I think, which is really expensive, you know, because it has so much in it. So I mean, there's plugins that you can buy as a bundle as part of it, which allows you to do almost anything you could possibly imagine. So it's probably worth the money, and if you're into music, of course, if you're a musician and you want to do this, you know, for your life, you would probably drop that money, you know, in a heartbeat if you found this program because it's so awesome. But for the rest of us who are, you know, not exactly, like I say, we're not good with music, and we really can't do much, you know, beyond, you know, clapping our hands or maybe playing the guitar a little bit. There's a free program called Acid Express 7.0, and this is something you can look up on the internet, on Google, and you just type in Acid Express 7.0 download, and you get this. So what you get is something actually really similar to Sony Vegas. So if you're used to editing video in Sony Vegas, which is my main video editing program, that's all I use right now. It's very familiar. There's familiar controls. There's your Explorer area. There's your levels. There's simple things like when you plop your audio in here, you can listen to it. So let's see here. I don't know what these are. Let me see what this will do. That one doesn't do anything there. Okay, so what is this? You know, what are all these files? What is all this stuff here? Start that. So you have to have audio files that are pre-made. So essentially what this program does is it takes FL Studio and eliminates the ability to make music from scratch. So you had to find music that people have created, what they call samples, and you need to look around, and when you find a place, you download the sounds and you load them up in this program, and then you have to organize them in a way that will create a song. So here you can see this is my poor attempt at making a very similar song to the one that we heard before, using samples. So where did I find these individual sounds? And so the place that I found them is called Looperman. And what Looperman is they basically list all kinds of samples, and they organize them by tempo and also by key. So if you have a song where you want to have, let's see, a very, you know, a 120 beat per minute beat, you would basically look up 120 BPM, and you want to assemble only files that are at that many beats per minute. If you try to mix one like this one, which is 90 beats per minute and 120 beats per minute, and you download these, and by the way, you just need to have a account with this site, Looperman, to download stuff, and you can download anything you like. And here, let's listen to this violin loop here. Alright, so that's a 16-second long, you know, violin. It sounds like a synthesizer or something. But let's look for another 120 beat per minute sound. Now, you'll notice as you scroll down, there's a lot of different ones. So this one here is an Astral Violin Pad by the same user, Danke. I guess that's German for thank you. So we'll listen to this one here. Okay, so you would just click the download button, it will go to another page, and it will ask you to say, I'm not logged in, so I can't, but it will go to another page, and you just click a button and save it, and plug it into your folder. Now when you download files and you install them into your folder, you click a little refresh button here, and it would load up, and you would see it right here in your files, and you could click on your stuff and listen to it. It's all kinds of different things that I downloaded. And so I'm gonna just play a little bit of this, and you can hear what it sounds like. And hopefully, like I say, I don't blast you guys. Let me see. Here's my master, so I'll turn this down a bit so I don't blast everyone. So, and these are just things that I experimented with, and they all had the same matching beats per minute. It also helped that most of these came from the same user. There were a few different elements in there, but from different users, but basically just from one guy. And I think what he did is he made all these different samples for his own song and just basically said, here, you guys can do what you want. So it was really simple to make. And but orchestral music is something that I thought I would try again to experiment with one of these days, and because I didn't really think on Looperman I would find anything like these violins and stuff. So now that I know that there's violins and things, it makes me wonder if I could actually put something together for one of my future films that would sound halfway decent. Now, Ron Cole mentions that he says pre-made is against his religion. Not that he would have one of those, he says, but he says, I just always feel better learning how to create from scratch if possible, or find someone with that talent. And so Shran, 1933, says he suppose it's like Lego, the blocks are there, but you build your own creation. And so Ron also says that all the pre-made tracks in GarageBand give you the option to tweak them so you can keep the music and change instruments, speed, reverb, and everything else about it. And that's something else I should mention is that in Acid Express 7.0 you can actually do a lot of similar things. You can to FL Studio. There's more complicated versions of this that you can pay for. It just happens that this particular version is free. But in terms of adding beats and all that kind of stuff like that, you could, I believe, for like maybe $50, I think it was, for the paid version, do stuff kind of like that. But like I say, I haven't really looked into it enough. But when I saw something for free, I thought, oh, it might be worth trying out. And Nick says, individual notes are like Lego blocks, but bits of tunes are more like the little Lego people that already had their own look. So I'm with Ron on this. Yeah, I mean, if you can, if you have instruments as well, like guitars or something, you can record your guitar song, and add beats over it. And let me see here. There's, which one is it? Menagerie. That's the one. Let me see if I can bring something up here. Okay, I'm looking at my other screen, by the way, so if you don't see anything, let's see, no, here we go. Let's see if I can try and open this here. Oh, where is that song? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it hanging on? Or this? I can hear my son watching something on YouTube. Here we go. Well, this one here has an instrument for a guitar solo in it, and I'm gonna load it up and show you guys you know, how you can actually, if you are into making your own music, you can actually, you know, record something and plug it into this. Here we are. And just give me a sec here. All right. It's kind of hard to do this with two screens. All right, so Don Jones is asking, can I repeat the names of the programs I have been talking about so far? Okay, so Acid Express 7.0 is this program, which is free. Okay, it's a free program. And then FL Studio 11 is the other program. So I'm going to move this here. Ooh. And I'm going to try to load up the other screen for you guys. Okay. And this here has a guitar solo, so I want to show you how this same artist I featured before, what is his name again, because I want to give him credit, of course. Seamless R on YouTube. So right here is a guitar solo, and you can see the waveform for it. So it's possible to sort of mix and match in this program different things. You can use a beat that is created within the software, and you can use, you know, synthesizers, whatever, and then you can put in either voice tracks of singers, which I don't know if really you would want that for a stop motion film, but maybe you would for some reason. And then also we have like the guitar solos and stuff. So hopefully it's not going to be too loud for you, so get ready. Here it goes. Let's see if I can do it. So anyway, you don't need to hear the whole thing, but you get the point. And the other song that I think I loaded up had a voice, an actual real person's voice. And so I tried to find out where people were uploading those as well. And let me, again, load up the other monitor here. And there's a lot of artists on. So hard to click all this stuff for you guys. For example, this girl here was the girl that, it's her voice that was used in the previous song that I played. And it's basically just on SoundCloud. So a lot of artists offer you their services, either voices or samples or actual instrumentation. You know, it's not all digital. So, you know, after looking around, I thought, wow, it's like a big community of artists that I never interact with. I don't know about you guys, but I never have a reason to. But of course, now that my film is almost done, Zombie Pirate Tales, I was thinking a lot about, you know, how I'm gonna create music, and so it's kind of opening up a lot of new things for me. So Nick says there's a beta version of FL Studio for Macintosh out there. Yeah, maybe I should bring up their site so you guys can see that. Like I say, it's kind of expensive, but there's stripped down versions. It's kind of like the old version of Stop Motion Pro, which had, you know, like 4 different versions. Okay. Oh, where are we here? Okay. Yeah, so here's their site, and let's see. So I'm not really sure. It says here buy FL Studio 11 and get the future version 12 for free, which is kind of, I guess, a free update, which is good, I guess. But let's see, shop. We'll see how much it is here. Okay, so they had this one called the Fruity Edition for $99. And it does not have audio recording, so if you have a guitar or an instrument, it won't record it. You have to record it in a separate program. And includes lifetime free updates. So that's not such a bad thing, really. For $99, that's pretty good. It's a download version only, so they don't send you any kind of like a DVD or CD, I guess. And it says here it's aimed at those people who need piano roll for sequencing functions but do not need audio recording, or SliceX slicing tool, Edison Wave Editor, or automation clips. Although automation is still possible with the included event editor. So, you know, like I say, I don't really know enough to recommend a particular type here. But they sort of list all their features. The next one is the Producer Edition for $200. And what doesn't it have? It says here it's aimed at people who are looking for the highest level of functions within FL Studio. It gives you access to audio recording, automation clips, SliceX slicing tool, Edison Wave Editor, and much more. And then there's the Signature Bundle for $300. Which has Citrus, which that there is like a it's got what do you want to call it? It's got instrumentation with all preset settings and all different ones that you can choose from, and also alter, which is really cool. Direct Wave Full Sampler, Sound Font Player, a video player, Maximus Maximizer, Hardcore Guitar Effects Suite, $300. And then for everything, you get all these plugins, which are tons of plugins. So I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. It seems like all these people are vendors of some kind, and if you buy them by themselves, they're expensive, but as a bundle, it's cheaper. Alright. So, anyway, not such a bad thing. Alright, so like I say, there's the free version of Acid Express, and then there's also, beyond this, if you really don't have any talent at all or any money, and you just want to skip all this stuff and get music that's pre-made and free as well, there are ways to do that as well. So we could throw out, you know, all, you know, FL Studio, or Ron Cole is saying, I use iMovie for live audio sound editing because it's easier to figure out than in GarageBand. And do they still sell GarageBand, Ron? I'm kind of wondering now. Ah, okay. I don't really know. What is the benefit of a video player in an audio program like this? I'm not really sure. Is it because of syncing up to video so you can make a musical score for a film? Is that, I guess, that would be kind of cool to have as part of it. So you can like scrub through the video maybe? I'm guessing, but I don't really know. Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably what it's for. There's a bit of a delay in my audio here, so I think. So yeah, to me, I find the programs really exciting. If I could afford it, I'd probably buy it and never use it. That's my fault, you know, where I would probably splurge and just be like, hey, I got that program, sure, it's pretty cool. And of course, I'd never be able to use it because I don't understand it. So if you're like that, of course, you can get music for free, like I was saying. And Incompetech is one of the sites that I think even Stop Mo Nick visits this webpage because Kevin MacLeod, who is well known on YouTube, uploads all his songs here. And this is all what they call royalty-free music. So if you're working on a film project, like for example, or monthly challenges or anything like that, where you're not making something serious or selling it or putting it in festivals, so it's more for a smaller audience, royalty-free is great. Also, if you're going to be, let's say, selling your short film on a DVD or something along those lines, you can actually get licenses for this music as well. So we're gonna look up some on Incompetech, Incompetech.com. We're gonna look up some action music. Let's say we have an action film, and search. Okay, so how it works is basically you can listen to it here, and you can scroll through, and there's basically a description. And why is this here exactly? Media player. Oh, okay, that's because the song will load here. Never mind. For some reason, I thought this was part of my Windows or something. But basically, you know, it says here, adventure meme, the escalation, there's titles, volatile reaction, undaunted, run amok. And you can listen to it like this. So hopefully it doesn't blast you guys. See, it loads up down here. You can pause it, which is nice. And it also has here the beats per minute, so 148 beats per minute. That's pretty good to know because what you can do is you can actually plug that into Acid Express or your FL Studio. I mean, I don't know if you'd want to, but at least you'd know the beats per minute, and you could add on to that. You can create, you know, your own song based off of something like this. So there's a lot of options and things where, you know, you can almost do anything with this stuff, really. I mean, here's one called Black Vortex. Tells you what instruments are there as well. And Stop Mo Nick says, yes, I use free music from Incompetech for all my tutorials and short exercises. Doesn't sound very much like an action song, but maybe it's meant to be. Oh, okay. Presto, fast instruments. Basso, tuba, trombones, French horns, trumpets, basses, cellos, it's kind of like a Batman or something or song. I can see Batman jumping over buildings. All right, so there's a ton of tracks on here, and I also use these as well, Nick, for some of my stuff as well on my tutorials and stuff on YouTube and my Zombie Pirate Tales. Actually, my Zombie Pirate Tales will be using music from this site as well, because I don't plan to sell the film or put it in festivals when it's done, mainly because I can't afford to, you know, do it right. I mean, I'd like to have an orchestra do music for my film, but I'm not going to do that. But let's see here. So there is also uplifting music, which we can see what that sounds like. Happy music. It says here Odyssey. Regular electronic simple piece with a mix of straight and swing. Perfect for looping in space. Let's take a listen here. So if you have a spacey film, that would be good, maybe. I don't know. Ah, okay. So it was different before, Nick is saying. And Don Jones says maybe it was a mix. So if you use it to mix, you would be making a mix of a mix. It's possible. Alright, so I don't know about that really, you know. But the thing about this is there's so many songs you can just go through here and whatever you like, you can listen to and it's not really a bad song for some stuff there. Alright, so not bad, right? I mean, definitely useful stuff for making, you know, short films. And music is really important. And I guess I didn't really mention before, like, why is music important? And you know, as any musician will tell you, it's, you know, it's like a subliminal, it has a subliminal effect on the audience when they watch. Whoops, where did that go? Here we go. When the audience actually sees visuals and then hears something, the sound is what kind of brings the emotion to your film. And so all this stuff is really great. It's, you know, technical, and there's, you know, you gotta pay for stuff, and but the end result, of course, if you're making a film, should be to, you know, invoke some kind of feeling in the audience. And when you listen to a song like in Comtech here, if you're making a film, you want to make sure that what you're trying to get across in your film matches the sound. So that's why, you know, this is all broken down, in fact, by feel. So we have action, aggressive, bouncy, bright, calming, dark. Like, you wouldn't want to have really dark music on something like a flower growing out of the ground and blooming, right? And then a little bee comes along and pollinates it, and you have like this aggressive, like, you know, it just wouldn't work, right? So, of course, you'd want to pick something that's maybe calming, bright, bouncy. But like before, when I listened to that one song, I said, oh, I can kind of envision like Batman is leaping, you know, across buildings and chasing somebody. That would be a more aggressive or action-based sound. So you want to kind of think about what you're trying to convey in your film, of course, before you even, you know, write a note or get a sample. If you go on where was it? Looperman.com. There's also these categories here. There's categories of instruments. Alright, so if you're making an orchestral type sound, or maybe you don't want that, maybe you want something more electronic. Maybe you want that because maybe you have like a film with robots and they're, you know, killing each other or something. You know, you can select a genre like the dubstep. So you can find loops, and I don't know, I don't think there's any dubstep violins. So let me do this here. Okay. So some of this stuff is really loud. I don't want it to be so loud. Let me see. I had no clue what this is going to sound like, but let's just see here. So kind of spacey, electronic sounding, right? That's really neat. And you know, you just basically, like I said before, you kind of think about what that's going to feel like for the audience if they hear that during your film. And also you want to think about each scene. Sometimes you have scenes where the tone of the sound changes. And I think that would have been, let me see here. I can see what Ron said here. Let me go back. Okay. Okay. So Ron Cole says, music is crucial. Want to see a funny depiction of how important music is? Look this up on YouTube. The Star Wars throne scene with no music is awesome. That would be kind of funny, actually, I think. Yeah, we should look that up. Why don't we do that? I kind of recall that. I'll try to find it. You know what's weird about YouTube? You start to type in their search bar, then the search thing doesn't work right. Hold on, Star Wars. Okay, yes. One second, guys. Okay, yes, let's find out how important music really is when we take music out of a scene. Alright, here we go. Okay. So, yep, that was, you know, a perfect example of why music is so important, you know, in a film. And so I think there's another one here. Let's see. Maybe it's this one. Have you guys seen this one before? I haven't seen it, so I don't know if it's any good, but Star Wars without John Williams, it says. Okay. I guess they put... So I know that if I play this video, I'm gonna get flagged by YouTube because it's too much, all copyrighted music, and I do want to continue doing my live shows, so I can't play this one. But yeah, you know, it's pretty interesting. You know, what the effect that music has, and you know why it's important. So, like I say, if you're not a musician, the best way to go would be royalty-free, and Incomtech and Compotech, I guess maybe, would be the best place to start. And if you don't have any money and you're creative, Acid Express 7.0 is the way to go. And if money is no object and you really want to have a lot of fun, you know, playing around with FL Studio, that is what I would recommend for anybody who has any kind of a budget, and maybe even just wants to let's see here, you know, use a program that can do something more complex, like this one here. guys. Looks like my mic was off. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that this particular user, Seamless R on YouTube, has a lot of tutorials for FL Studio, and so if you're trying to figure out how to, how all this stuff works, he's got one on orchestral music. He's got some on, let me see, create playlists, how to do drum tracks, bass tracks, that kind of stuff. But the orchestral one is really interesting, and let me see if I can find it so I can show you guys. Okay, so and it's broken down, and every single thing he does is revealed on how he creates an orchestral track. Now I think that this is let me go back to where he plays some of it maybe. It's actually kind of boring to watch. It's kind of boring to watch if you're not a musician and you're kind of like, what is all this?
Whatever this chord is going to be, I don't think that's going to be that long. And then
Alright, let's play something here. Let's see.
I want to layer.
He shows how all the steps that he uses to essentially
This will just
break
be.
it all
This will happen
down.
twice. I do kind of want it to fall a little bit.
Alright, so pretty neat, I think. And yes, so Stamp Motion, you're actually here kind of late. We already pretty much, yeah, we're about to wrap up the show. Could we show your lip sync next week? Because we had to end the show in 2 minutes, unfortunately. I know I told you I would, but I hadn't seen any messages. See here. Okay, so now Ron Cole mentioned GarageBand several times, and here it is. You can see here for Macintosh users, this is what it looks like. So very similar to Acid Express, maybe with a nicer looking face to it, but I can see there's looks like about 7 different tracks lined up here and looped. And Shran1933 says, I have a video up that I scored with Magic's Music Maker. And okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Stamp Motion. But so anyway, GarageBand, apple.com/mac/GarageBand is where you can find this. And it says here, it's a whole music creation studio right inside your Mac with a complete sound library that includes software, instruments, presets for guitar and voice, and virtual session drummers. An intuitive interface makes it easy to learn, play, record, create, and share your hits worldwide. It's never been easier to make music like a pro. And it looks like it's got a piano, and this is something I haven't studied, so it says make music with or without an instrument. So it looks really interesting. I'll have to check this out later on. But definitely worth looking into for Macintosh users. Gives you a lot of options in terms of what you can do for your own films. And I guess that's just about all I can say about this topic. I don't really know much more than that. If anybody out there has any tips you want to send me sometime, or any programs, maybe next week we can talk about those, because like I say, I'm new to creating music myself. and it's always fun to learn. So anyways, thanks for everybody for stopping by. Hopefully you learned a little something, and maybe you'll think about, music in your films and why it's important. And see you all next week. See you later.